Welcome to the Performance Enhancing Podcast. It's like steroids for your brain. A podcast for people looking to live life at their peak potential. Chock full of real-world tools and knowledge that you can apply in your life today. By providing you with a lens into the lives, beliefs, practices, and actions of those who are already living extraordinary lives, the Performance Enhancing Podcast will help you shift your mindset or create that change in your daily rituals and habits so you can explode with success in the areas of life that are most important to you. So get ready for another dose of Performance Enhancing Podcast with SatoriPrime. Here's your host, Ilan Ferdman.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Performance Enhancing Podcast with your host, Ilan Ferdman. Today is Beer Talk 8, Part 2. So if you missed Part 1, we spoke a lot about our takeaways from TNC. We looked at how to create positive, long-lasting effects from events, how to create partnerships that are long-lasting and fruitful, etc. In this Part 2, we're actually going to continue the conversation about creating powerful partnerships. And then what we learned about branding from a very small $20,000 mastermind that we just attended, how you can help anyone. So I know a conversation sometimes when we go to these events is, well, I'm new. I don't know how I can support or help people. I'm going to alleviate that for you once and for all. We're also going to look at connection as the agenda killer and what to do when you come back from the event. After you've collected the business cards and after you've had the conversations, what to do next to make it the best year of your life. So enjoy Part 2 of our Beer Talk number 8, and we'll talk real soon. And I want to kind of segue from that because we had come back and then we just went to another smaller event for a company that we actually work with as the marketing arm for the company. And the event, it was a platinum event, which is all around branding. And do you remember what Jay said about knowing your brand and then partnering with others? You want to talk about that?
I'll paraphrase it. And it's funny because I was literally thinking that, and I was trying to think, well, how did he word it? And now you're asking me, but I don't remember how he worded it.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
I also have an incredible amount of saliva in my mouth, and I can't really seem to get my S's out. I feel a little bit like I'm...
you want to just let that go?
Yeah, you can let that go. But to paraphrase, and then you can say exactly what it was. Essentially, your brands have to have a common goal or a common mission in mind. And in order for there to be synergy over there, you want to be at least walking down the same path, but not necessarily stepping on each other's toes, because there might be something your company does extremely well, their company does extremely well. And instead of having to go and create that in your company, just create a partnership that aligns with the visions of both companies.
Yeah. So first thing that you really have to get down is your vision. Mm-hmm. Right? What are you targeting? What is your mission for the company? The next thing you have to look at is who is your core audience? Who are the people buying this? Now, what tends to happen, if you know that to your core, so for example, SatoriPrime, our mission to transform 100 million lives by 2020. How are we going to do that? By breaking down the walls to what is possible, by breaking down the walls to what you believe is possible in your life. Okay? Now that can be in an arena of your relationships, your finances, or your health. We don't discriminate. So if that's our mission and vision, okay, and someone else is also around, say, transforming people's finances by giving them a tool that allows them to do X, Y, and Z online. Now, it might be worded slightly differently, but we're trying to accomplish a similar goal, okay? That's step one. And you find that out in actually interacting with people. You find out from the heads of the company what is actually important to them. And it's not about the how, it's more the why. Mm-hmm. Why are they doing what they're doing? What is their story? Do we connect at a human level, right? Then the next piece is, like I said, the audience, right? So if Apple would not merge with Microsoft.
No.
They're looking for two different people. They're in the same world, but actually attracting two very different people.
Well, companies like that, since they're way above where we are, don't strategically create partnerships. They just buy the partnership.
I understand.
Yeah.
So, but what they're looking for, so if you look at, like if you look at Facebook bought Instagram. Now, on the surface, two very different things.
Well, competitors, really.
Yeah. Facebook, on the one hand, news feeds, social interaction. Instagram, really just a picture-taking tool that added a social aspect. Yet Facebook realizes that their mission is probably very similar. Now, I don't know, I didn't look at their vision statement, but I'd assume it has something to do with connecting people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny that we both, obviously, because that's
the only thing I can think of.
Right?
Like
connecting people. One does it one way, one does it the other, but you can also start seeing that the common denominator is the demographic. Now, some would argue that Instagram was for a younger generation, and that's what Facebook was struggling with, et cetera. So they saw something there. And I'm sure there's technology there that they're now using.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when you think about it, those two things had to align before anything else is even put on the table. So why am I bringing this up? Because if you're coming to an event to rub shoulders with people that you think, because of their stature, are somehow going to elevate your stature, I think that's a long shot in my book.
I think it's often always surprising, too, the people who have no names in industry who are making significantly more money and are more available than the people who have a name and are making less money, right? Because you really never know who you're talking to. And that's the thing, like, when you're sitting next to somebody, you have no idea who you're talking to. And if you have that, like, oh, he's great, this person, I don't know who the fuck they are, forget them, you have no ideas what kind of opportunities you might be missing out by not giving dignity to the fact that this person might be crushing it doing something and they're the perfect person for you. In fact, from all our years of doing programs and like just not just in business, but in personal development, whoever I sat next to, my experience was, this is the perfect person to sit next to. Always. Like, shockingly so. So if you've sat down and there's a person next to you, like, find out about them. I don't think it's coincidence that this person out of 3,000 people is sitting next to you.
Yep.
There is some common thread there that you need to find and how you guys can help each other.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And ultimately, it's one of two ways. You can always help someone. There's no person on the planet that, even with your limited or incredible resources, that you can't help. And you want to know how? And it goes right back to what we said. Either you can directly help them because it's a core strength of yours or a core ability of yours, or if you actually networked and found other people and connected to other people, even if it's a one-time conversation, right? Don't strategize. Don't care how it comes back to you. Just absolutely be vigilant about giving people value and listening to what it is that they offer in value, and then just start connecting the dots.
Even before Ilan and I knew what our value was, our in the background conversation was leave people better than you found them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you really walk into every conversation with that, not having an attachment, not having an end goal, just what we call dancing in the conversation, like talk to people. Once you know about somebody, you know a little bit about their story, it becomes very clear about where you might fit in as a puzzle piece or not. And if you don't, who cares, right? It's just like everything else. It's a relationship building process. Like, it's funny because now I live out in California, and a lot of my really close friends are obviously still here in New York. And even when you get out of like a loving relationship, you always like want to meet the next girl or the next guy, whatever it is. And you just want that depth of that relationship back really, really fast. And it takes time. Like, everything takes time. So like now I'm out in California and I have great friends out there, but there's something to be said about building a relationship over a period of time and having experiences with people. And the same thing with business. Like, relationships take time for people to, for you to earn people's trust. It takes time. And there's the quick, like, I know somebody you should talk to. And then there's ones that might take 5-6 years before you really find what's going on. Or you talk to them and then you realize that they have a skill that there's going to come a time in your business where it might be the perfect skill for you to have.
Yeah.
So if you have no agenda that's just about connecting and just leaving people better than you found them, just keep those relationships going. And then eventually you will find a way to leverage one another.
You reminded me of a story, and I'll just paraphrase the last line pretty much, which is, water does not boil instantly. It takes consistent heat, and over time it boils. And that's true for business relationships. It's true for love. It's true for everything.
Mastery.
It just takes time, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing happens instantly. What I wanted to share is another experience that, again, we had at the Platinum event, which a woman who does similar things to us, who never heard of, never met, just kind of knew through a friend of a friend. I ended up standing upstairs in the kitchen of this guy's house, talking to a woman who when I first saw her, I was like, I don't really want to talk to her. It was just one of those kind of like, she talked a lot. And I was like, I don't know if I want to get into this. And we end up standing right in front of each other. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, I guess this is the person I need, kind of like what you said. This is the person I need to interact with now.
Yeah.
She got put here for a reason. And instantly, right, I go into my brain. I have to get rid of all the other crap that I had about her, which was she talks too much. She's not someone I'm going to, all that kind of crap, which is just noise. It's not reality. It's just noise. Right? Just your brain always spitting out farts. So got rid of it and actually got present with this woman. Turns out she runs a very similar business to us. And she's partners with this other woman who I was told that I needed to meet. So meanwhile, I had no idea. So we're talking business. I'm like, wow, you guys do some pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, it's me and my partner. Who's your partner? This woman. I was like, I didn't do that, but I'm thinking like, oh my God, what are the chances, right?
Yeah.
The one person that I kind of thought someone told me you need to meet. So we go downstairs and this is how she introduces me to her partner. I sit across from her. She goes, you have to talk to Ilan. He is our people. That's the way how can you argue with that, right? Like, so automatically her friend, it's just an easy.
Yeah.
Right? Easy.
Relaxes everything, yeah.
So we end up sitting there. We didn't talk business at all. We spoke ideas about life, family, travel, networking groups that we're in. At the end, she leaves, takes a picture of us, texts me with her number, and is like, please, as soon as I get home, let's connect. We need to figure out ways to work together.
Yeah.
And we have no idea what that can look like. And I'm actually talking to her later today.
Cool.
All out of connecting.
Life.
Just connecting.
Life, baby.
Yeah. Absolutely awesome. So do you want to talk about once you come back, maybe what is a good protocol as far as implementing, having strategy calls with people that you meet? So because people come back and tend to collect a whole bunch of business cards and then let it die and nothing ever happens.
Even today I got an email from someone I connected with about editing one of a book I wrote a few years back that we haven't published yet.
Hey guys, I just want to take a quick break here and let you know about our 10-day challenge. All you have to do is head over to SatoriPrime.com/10day, the number 10 day. And in it, we give you a 10-part video series that is absolutely changing lives, and it's completely free. It's a mindset shift in what is possible for you in your life right now. So I just want to read to you what someone has just written me. And they said, what did the 10-day challenge create for me? In summary, a plan of action. A man with a goal and a plan is unstoppable. Your 10-day challenge allowed me to take all that confusion and fear of my situation and see it was a period of transition. I have a plan. I've taken action and I'm implementing. Success is just over the horizon. And that could be the case for you. So head over to SatoriPrime.com/10day, the number 10 day, and grab your 10 free videos today and create a plan of success for you. Now back to the episode.
But yeah, that's pretty much been it. It's really just more of following up with people. If they're local to you, getting together for a drink or some coffee tends to be a good idea. Again, like the normal things that you do to deepen a relationship, it's the same thing, right? Again, if you come with it right away with an agenda, it's like, it's just off-putting, Mm-hmm. So like Ilan just made a great example. They got to know each other on a personal level, not necessarily who cares what they do in business. Like as two human beings, when you meet somebody, some people you connect with, some people you don't. In business, you don't really want to work with people that you don't connect with on a personal level. I've been saying for years that I really don't see a difference between my life, my business, and my relationships. Yep. Those three areas are really all the same to me. I want to show up the same way in all three areas. I don't want to get off a business call and be a person that I'm not, be one person on the business call and get off and be a different person, or show up with my family and be a different person than I am. I don't know, when I'm making these videos, like we say it all the time, like when this camera shuts off, we're just a dumb, these idiots, I'm still slurring and too much foam in my mouth. And like, I can't get over it. But, that's just who we are. And it's like, why show up different in different areas of your life? So why have relationships that don't feed you the same way that you want relationships to feed you in your life? I really don't have a game plan when I get back. We get back sometimes and we will write down like a to-do list, basically. We generally make the to-do list starting from what we believe is the most revenue producing activity, or RPA. So we'll usually tend to focus on the things that we believe can produce revenue in the company most quickly. However, at the same token, like there could be relationships there that if we work on them for the next 6 months, 12 months on a project, could significantly increase the revenue and value of the company a lot more than, I don't know, something that's like a right now. I think the more comfortable you get in your business, the longer the view you can have in it. We talked about this on a different beer talk, but if your view on your company is a 30-day view, when you make relationships with people at a networking event, you're going to try to squeeze those relationships for everything they're worth right away, because you want to make that money like right now, instead of concentrating on how do I add value over the next 3, 5, 7 years, whatever it might be. Like we right now are at a 5-year vision and what we want to create in the company. So for us, if there's a partnership that maybe it's not even lucrative right now, but we can see like there's something these people are doing that we'd love to have access to. There's some value we can offer their company also, but it might not be fruitful for another 3 to 5 years. Trust me, we're going to pursue that with the same vigilance as we would something that's going to put money in our pocket 30 days from now. Yeah. Because it's really that important.
Yeah. Just two real quick things. One, the question that I always like asking people when I meet them is, who can I connect you with and who would you like to meet? Because then I just go through my Rolodex. Right. It's an unbelievable question. And sometimes they'll answer you right away. Sometimes they'll think about it. But you'd be shocked at how connected you actually are in certain arenas and how much value you can add from that perspective. And on the complete flip side of that, what we were talking about before, some woman today added me as a friend. I added her. And within 5 minutes of adding her, she messaged me, said, "Thank you for adding me," which, was fine. A lot of people do that. And then she goes, "By the way, if you need leads, contact me. I sell them." And I was like, that is the end of our relationship. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Right? It's like, I bring that up because just because it was done online, that's how most people operate in their world. It's like, "Oh, hi, can I get to know you? Oh, here, this is what I do. Hire me." Yeah. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't even know you. Like,
it's dirty.
Yeah, it feels dirty.
It feels dirty.
And if someone does that, that tells me more about your character than anything else.
It also tells me about where she is in her business. I would say somebody who's doing that is so early on in their business. It's like, why would I want to get leads from somebody who started marketing 6 months ago? Because nobody who's generating leads, making good money, and building relationships ever has to sink to those levels.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's just pure spam.
Yeah, it's just spam all the way.
Pure spam. So I want to basically leave you with these few thoughts here, which is, one, when you go to, if you're in any line of business, I highly recommend you go to an event for your industry, just so you understand who the people are in your industry. Because from my experience, if you don't like the people in your industry, you're not going to stay there very long.
Such a good point.
Right? If people don't have your view on life, if they are going in different directions, right? So if you're about making a difference and everyone in this organization is all about making money, you're not going to find success there. Because at some point, these two things are just not going to align, and you're going to go, what the fuck am I doing here? Mm-hmm. These people are crazy.
Or you'll stay and just hate
yourself. Yeah, so you may as well surround yourself with people that you respect, that you love, that you have similar goals and visions. It will make your life joyous.
Absolutely.
Okay? So I highly recommend you do that. When you go to said events, come from a standpoint of value. And even if you're new to a business or an industry, there are things that you are good at that other people are not, and they don't always have to be technical. When we first started, we didn't know shit about online marketing. But we have 10 years plus at the time of personal development work. Mm-hmm. There's not a single person that you can put us across that we couldn't completely change their perspective on life and make them feel like rock stars, like they could take on the absolute world, right? Mm-hmm. So when we interacted with people, we interacted from that. Like, this is the value that we can provide for people. And it drew people closer to us because they were attracted by that. They didn't care what we were doing online marketing. Third, look for opportunities to connect other people. And fourth, make sure you continuously build on the relationships, not with an agenda, but from a standpoint of, let's get to know each other.
Yep.
Synergies will happen. Trust me. We have partnerships with people now that we probably met 3-4 years ago that are stronger today, even though we haven't really been in each other's lives for maybe 2-3 years at a time.
We had a guy today email us, somebody I met 2 years ago, who's suddenly looking for an agency to run traffic for, like out of nowhere, right? Again, like, and somebody who's building a business 2 years ago that I could have approached me like, hey, let me run business for you, and suddenly out of nowhere, they just, they need something and we're on the top of the radar screen.
And the funny part is that he didn't come to us, he didn't even know we had an agency.
Yeah, he asked, who do we know that can?
But he came to us because we've offered him value in the past in that arena. Mm-hmm. So he's coming back for a recommendation. Turns out, though, that at this point, we can actually help him internally. So those are pretty much the 4 things I want you guys to walk away from and work on. Aside from having way too much saliva in your mouth, that would be like a 4.5, I guess.
Yeah, just a paper towel, you fold it up and you stick it in there. I think that's the best way to do it.
And beers out of a can. Nice.
I mean, what was that company we used to really like?
Dale's.
Dale's. Oh, yeah. Get some.
No, Oscar Blues.
Oscar Blues, that's right.
Oscar Blues. The
Dale's Pale Ale. No, Oscar Blues is the beer. Whatever.
No, Dale's Pale Ale
is the company. Okay.
Is the beer.
Okay.
Oscar Blues.
Excellent beer.
We've totally derailed this at the end here.
Anyway, talk to people.
So, any final thoughts?
No. We appreciate you guys watching this video with us, and get out there and find what you're passionate about, connect with those people, and build the relationships the way they're meant to be built.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, man. You have to pound that.
Oh man.
I'm a choked on mine.
Can't drink like I did in college.
Mm-mm. Cheers, folks. Have a great day.
Adios.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for joining us on this week's Performance Enhancing Podcast. We've taken this pep talk and created a custom action guide so you know exactly what action steps to take now to grow your business. Just head over to SatoriPrime.com/podcast and download it for free. Also, please leave a comment and rate this podcast on iTunes. It'll help us get the word out. Thanks for listening. Now, go and implement. We'll see you next time.
Did you run through doors till you hit the floor? Did you read my